National FFA organization. I'm Remington Fisher, and today I'll be telling you more about the FFA's history through the FFA's background, the New Farmers of America, women in FFA, some FFA traditions, the emblem, and some famous members. The National FFA organization has had roots within the U.S. for a large number of years. According to the National FFA organization's website, the Future Farmers of America was started by a small group of students in Kansas City, Missouri in 1928. The organization gained the idea to start up from a previous group called the Future Farmers of Virginia that was started 2 years before in 1926. At the time, many boys who would typically have gone into an agricultural path and become farmers were starting to move away from the farm and go into different careers to help their family out and things like that. So they needed to encourage an interest in agriculture, and this was a great way to do it. Upon establishing the Future Farmers of America, Leslie Applegate was elected as president of the organization, and an emblem was chosen to represent the group. By 1929, the FFA declared their official colors to be national blue and corn gold, which is still maintained by the organization today. The portion I read at the beginning came from the FFA Creed, written by Ian Tiffany, that was adopted soon after the blue jacket, as well as it becoming the official dress of the organization. Both are traditions held today, even though there have been numerous changes over the years throughout the country. As a whole, the Future Farmers of America have changed a lot, but the traditions they hold still reign true. Another organization that came about as a result of the Future Farmers of America is the New Farmers of America. It was started as also another way to help youth grow interest in agriculture, but it was primarily for young African American men. It was started in 1935 in correspondence with FFA, and it eventually joined with FFA due to their shared beliefs. The next part I'll be talking about is women in FFA. So although agricultural racial divides were lifted, there were still large limitations on women in agriculture. While they had played major roles on farms for years and years and years, building up our country, there was never anything to really recognize that. So in 1969, females were finally given full rights to joining FFA and being recognized as part of the agricultural community. According to the National FFA organization records, 1916 to 2008, from Indiana University, this allowed women national membership, making it possible for them to hold office and participate in competitive events at the regional and national level. This was a big stepping stone because in previous years there was no recognition for women and they were limited to only local levels for their work. Today, more than 45% of the entire FFA organization is composed of women, and over half of the leadership roles are filled by women, which is a huge difference from when it was started just in 1969. So as I previously stated, the FFA has a large number more individualized section. Alright, so as I said before, the FFA emblem is a large part of the FFA jacket, and it's composed of a few different symbols: the ear of corn, the rising sun, the plow, the eagle, and the sun. Also included are agricultural education and FFA. So, according to FFA's website, the ear of corn is a representation of unity. So, as it said in FFA, wherever corn grows, members gather. So since it's a national organization spread across many different places. To continue running as it has for many years, there has to be a sense of unity among all of the members throughout the U.S. and the territories that are involved. The next symbol of the emblem is the red rising sun, and it symbolizes progress. Just as the agricultural industry has grown over the years, so has the FFA. As a national organization, growth is essential to keep moving forward. The next symbol you'll see is the plow, which the owl is seated upon. The plow is meant to signify labor and tillage of the soil. The organization is built on agriculture, a defining part of the United States, and to get where it is now, there had to be a lot of defining forces to help it grow along the way. The eagle at the top of the symbol represents freedom. This symbol signifies the freedom we have to act as we choose in our country, but it also justifies the limitless opportunities we have to broaden our horizons through FFA. An image of an owl is also presented on the FFA symbol. The owl is a symbol of knowledge and wisdom. Both are needed to keep the future farmers of America active. The words agricultural education and FFA are also a large part of it because it shows the ties between Ag Ed and the National FFA organization. As you can see, the National FFA organization's traditions hold strong throughout the years. Okay. And over the years, there have been millions of members that have passed through the FFA from all different walks of life. Members have moved on to be anything from the President of the United States to farmers who plow fields to biologists you might see. Today, the Smithsonian National Museum of American History houses 5 FFA jackets from different members across our country, some famous, some not so famous. One jacket housed in the National Museum of American History, according to the Smithsonian website, is that of U.S. President Jimmy Carter. While Carter grew to be president, which is what he's famous for, his early life is deeply rooted in American agriculture. Another jacket housed in the museum is Corey Forney's. Corey was the first African American to become the National FFA president and also started the Chicago High School for Ag Sciences. A woman's jacket also made it to the